Good morning, dear students. We are learning our poem, The Lake Isle of Innisfree. And I hope you have understood the meaning and the summary. And I also gave you some questions regarding this poem. So, hope you have done the written work as well. Let's discuss the poetic devices that have appeared in this poem. We have taught you certain number of figures of speech, or you can say poetic devices. As I gave you the definition that figures of speech and the poetic devices are some patterns used by the poets to beautify their poems, to make them more interesting, more easy to read, more attractive to readers. हमें पढ़ने में, सुनने में अच्छी लगे. जैसे हम प्रेयर में जो प्रेयर्स गा रहे हैं वो भी कितने रिदमिकली बहुत अरेंज की जाती है. रिदम भी, दिस राइम स्कीम, जैसे हर वर्ड की जो स्टेंजा की फर्स्ट लाइन से 2 लाइन्स वो एक राइम में होती है. जनरली जो स्टेंजा होता है वो एक राइम में होता है. सो राइमिंग and using some other skills, poets try their poem to make attractive, easy to understand, and one more thing, that is they convey a lot of expressions in limited words. बहुत ज़्यादा कुछ एक्सप्लेन कर देते हैं कम से कम वर्ड्स में. हैव यू अंडरस्टूड ना? इसीलिए पोइट्री हमें पढ़ने में, रेसिटेशन में अच्छी लगती है, बिकॉज दे कन्वे अ लार्जर मीनिंग इन lesser number of words. Therefore, various techniques are used by poets, and we explained you certain number of poetic devices or figures of speech. First one of them is rhyme scheme. Like if we see our prayers, generally first 2 lines of the same ending sounds, तो वो ए कहलाती है. फिर स्टेंजा में अगर 4 लाइन्स है, वो अलग एक सेम राइम पर, पैटर्न पर सेट है, तो वो बी 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 कहलाती है. फाइन. सो ए बी सी डी स्मॉल लेटर्स आर रिटर्न टू express, to show the rhyme scheme. Don't use capital letters. Okay, first thing is that. So these are the signs which beautify or which enhance the beauty of the poem, and this rhyme scheme helps it a lot. So Lake Isle of Innisfree utilizes the end rhyme in an ABAB rhyme scheme. हम कोई भी स्टेंजा देख ले. Innisfree first stanza, come to this first stanza. Innisfree, second line is made, means A B, but honeybee is in rhyme with Innisfree. Okay, और made और glade सेम राइम पर है, तो क्या हो गया? A B A B. Have you got it? Are you getting my point? Now comes the second stanza. The last word of this stanza is slow. It is rhyming with the third line, that is glow. So slow and glow are the same rhyme word, and sings and wings, they are the same rhyme word. So AB AB, CD CD is the rhyme scheme of this poem. Understood now? Then comes alliteration. It is also one of the most commonly used figure of speech by the poets. It is the first of all, I want to introduce you to the meaning of this alliteration once again. You must have revised. So, it is the repetition of certain consonants. Remember, alliteration is the repetition of certain consonants in a poem which are often used in order to stress or to give stress a word or a phrase. For example, I am giving you one line. I hear lake water lapping with the low sounds by the shore. So, low and shore. Low and shore. This is sounds. Lapping, LL sound, lapping with the low. LL sound is repeated at the regular words at the beginning of the some regular words. Okay, have you got it? It is the repetition of certain consonant letters at the beginning of the words or a phrase at regular intervals. Like, I hear lake water lapping with low. So L sound is repeated. Lake water lapping. L of lake and L of lapping and L of low. So these are the consonant letters repeated in this stanza. Now we come to assonance. Assonance has also been explained. It occurs when the vowel sounds attached to the different consonants they are repeated in a poem. या पहले तो बताया वो क्या था, alliteration consonant sounds का repetition है, but in assonance it is the repetition of vowel sound. Okay, so it occurs when the vowel sounds attached to different consonants are repeated in a poem. Like I and O in the following line, it is I will arise and go now, and go to Innisfree. I sound is repeated and O sound is repeated. So in assonance is less clear than, बहुत ज़्यादा क्लियर नहीं होता है अक्सर, जैसे अलिट्रेशन हुआ, राइम स्कीम हुई, मेटाफर, सिमिली, these are easily identified, but we have to be very clear about assonance because every time vowel sounds will be definitely repeated. So we have to be very particular when we find assonances. Then it links important words or phrases in the poem together. Okay. So I and Innisfree, I'll arise. Will maybe I'll arise and go now and go to. O sound is repeated in the words. Now we come to imagery. Imagery is, as I told you, that when a poem, when a line brings a picture of something before our eyes, before our imagination, into our imagination, it is imagery. The evening is full of linnets song. हमारे सामने एक पिक्चर क्लियर हो जाती है कि जब इवनिंग होगी, लिनेट्स ब्यूटीफुल वॉइस में गा रही होंगी. मिडनाइट्स ऑल अ ग्लिमर. मिडनाइट में तारे चमक रहे होंगे. वी get a clear picture of the sky, that the sky will be shining with the beautiful bright stars. So the poet has successfully conveyed a lot of meaning, a lot of extraordinary things in limited words. Means he would enjoy the peace, he would enjoy the nature in even twinkling of the stars. So this is imagery. Next, another thing, that is and noon a purple glow. कि दोपहर तो पर्पल ग्लो होगी. He will enjoy the noon, the sunlight at noon also. कि वो दोपहर में सनलाइट को भी एंजॉय करेगा. He will feel it, a sort of purple glow in it. Okay. Then, therefore, these words, the use of such words that brings a picture of these things before our eyes, that leads us to an imaginative world, is called imagery. So now I hope you have got it, because we are doing this with examples that will give you a clear picture of the figures of speeches which are used in the poem. Now we come to metaphor. As I told you, metaphor and simile are most commonly used figures of speech. As I told you, that simile is the comparison of two objects by using like or as. ठीक है. He fought like a lion in the battlefield. अब मैंने ये कहा कि he fought like a lion, लेकिन अगर मैं अगली ही लाइन में कहूँ कि he proved himself a lion in the battlefield, अब वो खुद battlefield में क्या था? Lion. That way हम ये नहीं कहते, सिमिली में तो हम ये कहते हैं कि वो उसके जैसा है, बट इन मेटाफर वी से दैट इट दिस थिंग इज दिस. शी इज एज ब्यूटिफुल एज अ रोज. कम टू एन अनदर एग्जाम्पल. वो इतने सुंदर है जैसे कि रोज. कंपेयर किया है मैंने एज लगाकर, तो ये क्या हो गया? सिमिली. बट शी इज, her beauty is like a rose. It is an example of simile. But if I come to another example, she is a rose. Okay, then हम ये नहीं कह रहे कि she is beautiful like a rose. हम ये कह रहे हैं वो रोज ही है, मतलब वो इतनी सुंदर है, that she is a rose. Here it is a metaphor. So there are certain other examples in this poem that are, I hear lake water lapping with low sounds by shore. Actually the poet is not really hearing the water flowing at that time, लेकिन वो सोच रहा है कि वो ऐसा सुनेगा कि रिवर वाटर जो है वो लैपिंग करती हुई बह रही होगी. इट वुड बी फ्लोइंग with by making sounds. Okay. Then whales of the morning. मॉर्निंग का वेल, सुबह का घूंघट कौन उठाएगा? फॉग. सन आएगा तो फॉग जो है वो वेल क्या रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है? फॉग को. ओके. व्हेन द सन विल कम, इट विल कीप अवे, इट विल टेक अवे द फॉग from that place. So here very beautifully the poet has used the line, a very short phrase, wells of the morning. सुबह का जो मिस्ट है, धुंध है, फॉग है, that will be carried away by the bright sunshine of the sun. This way the poet has successfully used these figures of speech. So you should note them down what I have said. First of all, rhyme scheme, write their notes. Rhyme scheme, alliteration assonance, imagery, and metaphor. So note them down in your notebook.